some finishing to do, sanding and shaping. Now I could argue that we want to be smart and work smarter, not harder. And you know me, and you know I can be a tiny bit lazy. And what I feel like doing now is getting some PVA glue, that's wood glue, so pop it down, and gluing this piece to this piece, and then sanding them together. What's wrong with that? They're going to be, money's going to come out when we screw the top off. There's nothing wrong with that, apart from the middle in here, edges in here, still haven't quite been finished, okay? How do I know?
Because it doesn't land straight. Not flat,
Alright, they're not flat and straight, they're all rough. I can still see saw marks. Okay? Now that's normal, that we would see saw marks. So what I'm going to do, if I glue that onto there, do you think it's going to be easier to sand the saw marks out here or harder? Okay, so I'm going to be smart about when I decide to glue this on. Now I could glue it on before I've finished sanding them all, but I definitely must finish the sanding inside before I glue that on. And it is crucial at this stage that I work with that low down in the vise and that I just think about one piece at once. Am I going to put a file on pipe? No, the sawdust will clog the file up and it won't work anymore. But I could use its shape for in here, where I've got that kind of shape, or in here. Am I going to file up here right now? No. So the bit I'm intending to work on is down here, low down in the vise. And what I actually want is a flat edged file, and I can't find one in here. And I know that my seniors had them, so it's going to be an interesting demonstration. We will imagine that that was a flat shaped file. What's the problem with using a cork block?
It's too big and it won't.
I can't get it under there. It's going to knock this and we're going to crack the edge. Okay, so I'm going to use a flat file. At the moment I don't have one, so I'm using a square edged one. Oh yeah, I'd love that. Thank you. Perfectly handed tool, handle first. Good. Points for you. Okay, so I'm going to wrap the sandpaper quite tight. And I do it like this. One hand is steering, one hand putting a bit of weight down. I do not need to push down hard. Pushing down hard, is that doing any sanding at all?
No.
Okay, the sanding comes from the movement. And the movement you want, you could come along your shape like that. You could go forwards and backwards across it. The most effective will be if you do a bit of both and go diagonal. What grade sandpaper am I using to take out the saw marks? What's the number on the back? 80. 80 is quite rough. I'm using 80. When I've done 80, I haven't got the saw marks out yet. Better demonstration. When I've done my 80, then what am I going to use?
240. I agree that was
Oh well, you got to the right answer. Okay, so 240. We could go to one in between, 150, but we're going to go to 240 today. If you've pushed too hard with the 80, what are you going to find when you get to the 240? If you push really hard with that sandpaper with thick grit on that's like chunky, spiky grains of sand, what are you going to do, Olivia? You just put sandpaper marks in it if you push too hard with the 80. Okay, so you're just going to come along with the 240, and the job of the 80 is to get the saw marks out. The job of the 240 is to get the sandpaper marks out. And if you're wondering what decent sanding is like, and what it is going to look like when it's finished, and what I am going to tell you to keep going away to sand it's like that. And if you bring it to me and ask if it's done, not there, if you bring it to me and ask if it's done and it's not like that, it's not done. 80 to take the saw marks out, 240 to take the sandpaper marks out. Did that take long?
No.
No.
Probably use the whole thing.
Yeah, you could do the whole thing in a period. Now, we have triangle files, we have round files, we have flats and half rounds. In here, this would be the perfect tool. I want to flip it and work in there, but I'm not going to do that unless I've got sandpaper wrapped around it. If you need new sandpaper, come and see me. There's not very much that's good stuff in here. Questions? Okay, go.